Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection.
You're a...
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess! Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be a map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful. This is where I keep my post. My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here. You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the...
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
A map. A map of London. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Inspector Lestrade, when...
I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Do you remember?
At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... Oh, dear.
Madam.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Thank you, madam. The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
You have...
Yes.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You have indeed suffered a great... He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Never mind. Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all... Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Thank you, madam. These footprints appear to be quite large.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
It seems that the garden was well maintained. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mr. Holmes?
I cannot leave yet. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mr. Holmes?
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment. Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems...
Let me... These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right to... What a terrible way to die. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Mr. Holmes? Have you finished inspecting the crime scene? Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps. Harpoons for hunting whales. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. Rum. A sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he... Dundee. Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's cat. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 8... It seems that the... These boots don't match the footprints. Old navigation The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. The weapon fully...
Mr. Holmes?
Have you finished?